Alright, what's going on, you guys? So I'm at my shop, I'm working on my monster truck. I figured I'd pop up a video every now and then when I do something, so I've been waiting on parts for a while, so finally something came in, and what came in was the brake setup. So I figured I would just give you a rundown on the brakes and how they work on a monster truck. So there's basically two different style brakes. A pinion brake, which is what you see here, it's attached to the center section of the differential, and it's before all the gear reduction. And then there's also other trucks like Bigfoot's one that uses ZF style axle, and it has a brake at each wheel similar to a passenger car truck. There's advantages and disadvantages to both setups, but most monster trucks out there run a pinion brake like this. And this kit I got from a company called the Brakeman. Alright, so right here I'm on the TBM or the Brakeman website. So here we'll click on monster trucks. It's monster truck brake kits. So this is the kit I got right here. You can see it's the exact same thing, and it's $2,025, worth every penny. Since I'm on my computer, I figured I'd show you my website. So right here, home of the Aggravated Assault monster truck. So that's the name of my truck, Aggravated Assault. I was gonna pick a new name. I figured new truck, new name, but the thing is, I had this website up for a while. The name's been trademarked and copyrighted, so that way I could legally sell merchandise for a while. So I figured I would just stick with that, and if I decide to, I could change it later. I guess nowadays it's not too cool to have like violent images and monster trucks, but so anyway, here's the website, and I haven't been on here in a while. Honestly, it's been a long time, so I don't have anything up right now because I'm not going to sell merchandise until the truck's built. So I got some pictures. So it's just some pictures. This is when I picked the chassis up and the axle housings from Concussion Motorsports. It's been a while since I looked at this website. That was a fun time. That was a nice trip. Weather was awesome. So I haven't been on here in a while. Honestly, I kind of forgot about this website. So now that I'm reminded of it, I'll start posting more stuff, and then pretty soon the truck's going to be built. I'll have merchandise up for sale, and and if for anyone subscribed to my channel, I'll just send you stuff. I'm not looking to really make money off this stuff. Anyway, enough with that. Having this stand right here makes it really easy to work on. I made this just out of 2-inch square quarter wall tubing and some 3/8 thick steel, gusseted in for strength. Makes it way easier than have to roll it around on a bench or on the ground. And then I just use the lift and a ratchet strap to hoist it up off the stand. Like so. And then just roll the stand out of the way. And then I just got some of these little car goggles right here. I lower it down. You just want to be careful you don't hurt the brake setup. Really, I should be taking these brakes off, but I'm a pro, so I don't need to do that stuff. And I made a little block of wood to support it, so now I'll just lower it down, and then I can load the next one on there. Alright, so now I get this one mounted on the stand securely, and I can just rotate it and start bolting the brake kit on. I'll start by taking off this pinion nut right here. So right here is the caliper. Again, this is the Brakeman. You can see his TBM logo. It's a 4-piston, stainless piston, aluminum caliper. Quick release pads, they drop in from the top. Really nice. This is like aerospace quality machine work. This is an amazing caliper. Right here's the rotor. So it's a wave rotor, real high quality steel, excellent machine. I mean, these edges are real sharp. Awesome product right here, high quality. This is the caliper bracket and spacer. It kind of sits here like that. And here's the brake pads. And then they just give you some shims and hardware, and these are the residual pressure valves. So I'll explain what those are. So this is a residual pressure valve. What this does, this mounts in line between your master cylinder and your caliper, and it's basically just a check valve. So what happens when you step on the brake pedal, builds pressure in the caliper and pushes the pads against the rotor, stopping the truck. And then once you release the pedal, this holds pressure in the caliper, and there's a number right here, a 2, and that means it's a 2-pound pressure valve. So you could get these in different pound valves, but 2 is probably the most popular. And by having that pressure stored in the caliper, it gives just a harder, better feeling pedal and stops a little better. So that's a must-have in a disc application. And right here is the rotor flange, rotor bolts to this. This was made by Racehorse, and that just sits right in here like this. So now I'm going to take off these bolts right here. This is where the caliper bracket mounts to. In case you're wondering, this is a 3/8 drive Matco Tools lithium ion 18-volt impact wrench. This thing's awesome. I pretty much use electric tools, cordless tools, instead of air in my shop now. They work just as good and they're more convenient. So right here is the bracket and spacer. It's real easy stuff. It just mounts right here. The only thing you got to pay attention to is the way this is machined. You want that right here. Normally when I'm working and stuff, I don't care about dirty hands, but especially gear oil. Gear oil smells good, but I don't want to get these nice clean parts dirty because they look way too nice to get messed up. And so now I just got to go find some bolts so I can get this stuff bolted up. So because this is an auto repair shop and I work on all different kinds of cars, I'm also a custom exhaust shop. I stock all different kinds of hardware, everything from 1/4 inch all the way up to like huge stuff like these big 1-inch bolts. And also weird stuff like this is a 7/8 fine thread 12-point bolt. That's a 1-inch 12-point fine thread. So I stock all that kind of weird stuff too. So what I'll be using for mounting the caliper bracket to the center section, I'm looking for 7/16, 2.5. So I'm gonna need a few of these. And then to mount the rotor to the rotor flange, I'll need some grade 8, 5/16, 1.25 inch, and then some nuts. Now for the nuts, I'm gonna use these. These are lock nuts right here. But they're not poly locks, these are crushed nuts. They're like crushed on the end, so they grab on the bolt. You don't have to worry about them loosening up. So that's what I'll be using to hold the rotor to the flange. Alright, so now I got the bolts, put a little bit of Loctite. You don't want these things loosening up. Not only if they loosen up can you break parts, but it also could be potentially dangerous. So a little bit of thread locker. I never trust this to do the final torque just because I want to make sure I got this tight enough. So I just grab my snap-on 3/8 breaker bar, use that so I can put a good power move on it. Alright, so now I can put the brake flange on, and I put a little bit of grease right here before I put this on, just so that the seal stays greased up. So now I put the washer right here. Again, a little bit of Loctite on this right here, because you definitely don't want this loosening up either. This right here, I'm using the Matco tools. This is their newest 1/2-inch drive cordless impacts. Alright, so now I can mount the rotor on. It's kind of tricky at first to get in there. It's kind of like a puzzle getting in there, but it goes, it'll fit. And you just take the bolts, put them in from the back side. These are those lock nuts I showed you. So these are little 5/16 bolts, and you don't really want to put a power move on these bolts, because if you do, you can warp the rotor. And that's why I use these lock nuts. So I snug that one a little bit. Go to the opposite side. Snug that one. So now I can rotate this, and I can mount the caliper on. So now the caliper just bolts right here like this. Alright, so these are the pads right here, and they just drop right in like that. And this is your retaining rod and screw. You just slide that right in there, put your bolt in, and you don't have to go very tight with this either, because it's just a small screw and you don't want to strip this thing out. So just snug, that's it. Now this thing's ready to be installed. And it might seem like a small brake to stop such a big truck, but with the gear reduction, so this is a 614, I run a 614 in the front and a 620 in the rear, and then there's the planetaries. So stopping before the gear reduction makes a huge difference, because you can see as I'm spinning this how slow the ring gear is turning. I'll spin the ring gear and you can see how fast that's turning. So just by going slow with the ring gear, you can see how fast that rotor's spinning. So being in front of the gear reduction is going to have a lot of leverage to stop those huge tires. So that's about it for now. Just thought I'd show you how a monster truck brake setup works. And again, this setup's from the Brakeman, what I think is the best kit out there. So if you need something like that, give them a call, because they make brakes for not just monster truck, but pretty much any motorsport out there. And in my opinion, they're definitely the best. So take care. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.